everybody went through hardship, like hard time. I want to bring joy again and make everything really fun, and life is normal, come out and have some enjoyment in your life. People are really scared.
Today on Dirty Linen, we are heading to Western Sydney. We've heard a lot about Western Sydney, but there is always so much more to learn. We are talking today to Nila Yousofzai, who owns Afghan Chapli Kebab. Nila, welcome to Dirty Linen.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
I'm really thrilled to talk to you. I mean, there's been so much about Western Sydney, and of course we've heard so much recently about Afghanistan. And yeah, I'm among many thousands of people that are calling on the Australian government to do more for the people of Afghanistan. But tell us a little bit about yourself and about what you're up to in Sydney.
Yes, I'm a full-time, working in this restaurant. We opened this new restaurant, I would say 3 years ago. We opened it, this restaurant, to just have the authentic Afghan street food back live to our community, to our other people in Australia to taste it. So we are busy with that, and we're hoping to achieve what we have goal to taste the actual authentic food of Afghanistan streets.
Amazing. So tell me about some of those dishes and, what makes it a dish authentically Afghanistani.
What it is, so it's all about ingredients and the way they cook. So we are using traditional things like we actually use the way they use it in Afghanistan. So organic ingredients and food and the way we cooked. So basically, we haven't changed the ingredients on it. The way it should, they taste it. So I did compliment about our customers that they're saying that we tasting the same taste that we went to Afghanistan streets and having that. So I'm really glad.
Yeah, that must be such a good feeling. So if I was to come to your restaurant, and I hope I get the opportunity one day soon, tell me what I should eat. Tell me what it's like.
Yes. So the dishes we have, the main name is Afghan Chapli Kebab. So it's a Chapli Kebab. So it's a main dish in our restaurants. It's a pide. It's a meat pide, which have spicy. It's and also it's ashak, which is a dumpling, which a lot of foreigners like that one because it's a dumpling. It's a garlic chive. It's a vegetarian. A lot of people like that. So I will recommend more like chapli kebab or ashak plate.
I'll have both. Thank you. Nope. And is the meat that you use, is it lamb? Is it beef? Is it a mixture?
It's lamb. For the Afghan Chapli Kebab, we use lamb because there's a lot of people that doesn't eat beef as much. So we try to keep it like as simple as it is. So it's lamb. Yeah.
And what are things like in Blacktown at the moment? I mean, obviously the whole of Sydney is in lockdown, but that western part of Sydney has, gone on its own journey. Tell me what things are like at the moment.
At the moment, it is not great, I would say. Things are a bit hard for businesses, every business in Blacktown. But as I'm experiencing it, it's getting better a little bit because people are coming out now. But it is not as great as it used to be. When we started our business, we had amazing time for a couple of for 1 year. We had great customer, people were coming, we're welcoming, it was so busy. As soon as pandemic hit, it went a bit slow. At the moment, it's getting back to the way we started it a little bit, not as much, but a little bit. Yes, it's going back.
And do you do, in normal times, do you have a lot of people eating in the restaurant, or is there already quite a few people who come for takeaway?
At the moment, we cannot do dine-in because of the situation, but there's more takeaways at the moment. But hopefully by this end of the October, we let people dine in. But at the moment, no, we can't. It's more takeaway.
Sure. But is it a restaurant where you do, lots of people do normally come, when they're allowed, they come and they sit down and they have it more of a banquet style than just one kebab? Is that, yeah? Yeah,
so they do dine in. So it's a dine in and takeaway. So they can do both, but they are more coming for dine in. They love to sit in that environment and have some authentic food.
Mm. And I mean, Nila, I'd love you to talk a bit about what it's been like over the past few months. We've heard a lot of people talk about the divide between the different areas of Sydney, with Western Sydney, you know, having a lot more cases, but also heavier restrictions, and perhaps, you know, not being just the communication hasn't been as good as it could have been. What's it been like for you in an area where there are a lot of people for whom English isn't their first language? I mean, what's it been like for you through this period, dealing with all the flood of information and, yeah, the difficulties of the pandemic?
Yeah, it was confusing. It is confusing for us a little bit. It was hard for us. That Western Sydney was a bit harsher for us, I would say. But people are trying to support the government. Basically, they did the right thing and they stayed home and they did what they told us to do. All of them, but it was hard. I would say it was hard for us. It was hard.
And what about vaccination? I mean, it was obviously presented to people as the only way out. Did you see among your community that there was resistance to that, or were people willing to get on board?
With the start of this vaccination, yes, but no. After what they said, that your freedom is with the vaccination, and we can help the community, help the government to get moving. So actually, I was quite surprised. They come forward. A lot of people come forward to do the vaccines.
Yeah, that's great, because I know that there's been such an amazing campaign in Sydney, and every community has got on board. I know that's for some people where, you know, perhaps in their country of origin, there hasn't been, you know, it's been hard to trust the government because of whatever situation people have been in. Do you think people have sort of gone on a more difficult journey to get the right information and to feel that trust and come forward and do what they've been asked to do?
Yes, I would say yes. It's just different advertising, different news made them confused a little bit at the beginning, but at the end they understood what they should do, and they did actually quite the right thing. And the Western Sydney did start the vaccine really highly, and I will say I'm proud of it.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah. I was scared if they are not doing, so the business is not going to run all this, but they have done it really amazingly. So hopefully we're going to get the 80% all over Australia, and we can be open.
That's great. So, I mean, it sounds like you're feeling quite optimistic about how things are going to proceed over the next few months.
Yes, I'm a bit, and positive too, to think that I want to think that things are going to go better, yes.
So I'd love to learn a bit more about your background. Can you tell me about your early life and, you know, take us through your story of coming to Australia?
Yes, I born in Afghanistan in 1982. I was only 3 years old when several wars started in Afghanistan. So we moved from Afghanistan to Pakistan. All my grown-up young time was in Pakistan. So because I finished school there, everything in there, because we can't go back to Afghanistan. So I lived all my teenager life, everything in Pakistan. Got married, came to Australia, and have family in here, and worked. Studied here as a makeup artist, finished my makeup of diploma of makeup, and then I studied working at home, and I like to cook and I like to serve my people. I try to do something for my own country, so I try to do hospitality. So yes, that's my journey.
Wow, that's really amazing. I mean, was it what took you from makeup to food?
Yes, so I was a freelance maker for good 10 years. And then I decided to change my career because my husband is really interested in cooking and serving food and trying new foods and all that. So I tried to help him. Then slowly helping him brought me to help him and also cook. So slowly from makeup to cooking, that's my journey because of my husband. He's really into cooking and wants to cook. So I just helped him, and I like to now. I cook with him, and I open.
So do you work in the Afghan Chapli Kebab together?
Yes, we do.
Right. And is there a big community of people from Afghanistan in Blacktown?
Yes, actually, we have a big community, very big supportive community we have in Blacktown. Yes.
That's great. And I mean, Afghanistan's been in the news, forever, but certainly over the past few months as the US and other forces have left and the Taliban's taken control back. It's been in the news, and there's been a lot of really distressing stories from Afghanistan. I mean, what's it been like for you following that news?
Scared, I would say. Worried, because I still left some few families back in Afghanistan. My brother he's still there, because we had experience of them coming 20 years ago. They came before. We had, when I was not that young, so my mom was talking about it. So they had experience of them coming back, so they were scared. They were worried. Very bad experience. They had experienced it before. As I said, my family members are there. So we are still not sure what's exactly happening. The news are telling us very, very different stories, what they want. They want to change this time and all that. So we are still not sure what they're actually there and what's happening. So we are worried a little bit at the moment.
It must be really, really hard. Is your brother in Kabul or is he elsewhere in the country?
No, he's in Kabul. We trying to sponsor him here. We did sponsor him. We haven't heard anything. Yes, he's still there, and he worked. He worked in one of the international banks. So he is jobless now. A lot of people lose their jobs and all that. So they are not in a very good situation at the moment.
It's really interesting hearing the story of your family and thinking about the situation of your brother and so many other people in countries where things are so unstable. I mean, do you think that perspective helps you negotiate the difficulties of the pandemic in Australia in a different way from, people who haven't had to deal with such things?
Yeah, I would say definitely, yes.
Tell me more about that.
So that when they come here, the big difference for them in here to live and not facing the pandemic?
Yeah, well, I just mean you've dealt with so many big things in your life, or your family is dealing with such big things. Yeah. Do you think that gives you a different perspective on handling other difficulties such as the pandemic?
Yes. So coming from from that background and having all the time hearing about our own country that they are not safe and we are not safe, definitely gave me very strength to be strong and fight with life every step of it. Definitely it is. I learned a lot from this. Definitely, yes.
Wow. I mean, what do you think? Can you explain how that might happen in a day-to-day sense? Is it like you hear the news and you're just like, it's okay, I can do it? Or, I mean, does it make you braver? Does it make you stronger? Does it make you, how does it actually change things for you?
Yeah, when we hearing news, yes, we are getting like, oh, what's happening? But I'm saying like, you know what, we have hopes. We're going to work together. Yes, I am panicked. I worried, but I'm saying, no, we can do it. It is hard for me, but we will going through it. It's make me stronger every day, thinking, no, I am going to be strong for my family, for my country. But then in some time, then I will get worried. Yes.
Tell me about life in Pakistan. I mean, do you feel like your time there, does some of that feed into what you're doing at the restaurant, or are you really looking back to the more your family's heritage in Afghanistan?
My background in Afghanistan, like I was very young, but what I heard, I raised in Pakistan. So no, I'm going more to my own heritage and my own background. So I'm following that to put that one in alive back. Like, as I said before, Afghani authentic food. Me living in Pakistan has a good memories. I have never had issue with them. They provided like school, education, everything. I don't have any issues with that or any problem, but I have good memories because I finished school there and I had the opportunity to come here. So they gave me good opportunities. I have no issues with that. But yes, I'm trying to put my own culture, my own authentic food and back to life.
What about, tell me about some of the desserts and sweets, like what kinds of things do you make in that sense?
In our restaurant, you mean?
Yeah.
We do have not we have like in our culture, in our food, we do have a lot of sweets, different sweets, but we're not putting everything in that restaurant. We are choose one of them, which is a ice cream cone. We call it shiriach. So that's an ice cream. We make it handmade. My husband is making in the restaurant freshly every day. At the moment, it's stopped because of this whole situation, but
Yeah.
we're trying to bring it back. But that's handmade ice cream on the spot we're making. That's called Afghani shiriach.
And is that with a sort of resin, like a mastic or something like other Central Asian ice creams? Like, does it have special ingredients?
It has special ingredients, but it's not something like the other kind. It's completely different. It's very simple. It's very simple. It's milk and ice, but the sugar, obviously. But the taste, if you come, you have a chance to come and taste it, then you will see, like, you can taste the difference. It's so simple, but so tastes different. It's not like nothing like the other. Like I had ice creams, nothing like that. No.
Yeah, I'm a bit obsessed with different ways of making ice cream because, yeah, I just learned recently about a Syrian-style ice cream that's also with pistachios, and I think it has some kind of resin in it that makes it a little bit stretchy, which also reminds me of Turkish ice cream. And then I know like Indian and Sri Lankan kulfi I'm a bit obsessed with. So, yeah, now I really need to try your ice cream as well.
You're most welcome. They are quite similar, I would say, in a way of making them. I'm sure like they're making traditionally too. They are similar. We do use pistachios in it. We do use condiment in it. They are not sticky like a Turkish ice cream, but they are different. Like they are more softer ways. When you try, as you have experiencing a different taste, you will see the difference. You will taste the difference.
I love it. And tell me more about, the traditional style of eating when you're having food from Afghanistan. Is it that people sit around together and eat? I know you're doing street food. Just tell me more about the culture around eating.
Culture, we eat on the ground floor. We put like something on the floor. We eat on the floor. But I try to kind of bring that when in our restaurant. We put a bench we can sit and eat. Traditionally, we sit on the floor. We put something and we sit around it. And also we used with the Chapli Kebab, I would say we don't use a fork and knife. We use hand and bread and we dip it in the sauce. We eat it this way. A lot of customer comes to the restaurant, like foreigners, that they don't know how to eat that. And my husband normally showed them, this is what we eat. This is how the taste come from. We eat with our hands, we take the bread and cut it and we eat the Chapli Kebab like that. So we don't use as much fork with that particular food. But with the other stuff like rice and ashak plate, I said we can use a fork. Yeah.
Sounds so good. Yeah, I really need to try it. And is the lamb cooked, like is it minced lamb and then is it cooked over charcoal or how's it cooked?
So no, the Chapli Kebab is a deep fry. So we marinate it a night before with the ingredients and everything. We make it ready a night before because it has to marinate for a couple of hours and we serve it and it's a deep fry. So we make it deep fried. No, it's not like in a charcoal.
Oh my God, I really want it even more now. I'm so looking forward to being able to cross the borders again and go around eating and learning more about food. I love it. Blacktown is such a diverse area. Have you enjoyed exploring the different restaurants and different cuisines there?
Yes. I would say there's no more variety there is few, but not as big. I'm hoping they bring more different food and street food in Blacktown. There is not as much, but I haven't experienced it. No, I would love to. No.
Okay. What would you love to see there?
I would say more atmosphere, more busy street food. Let us allow us to open. For example, when how there's a rule that we cannot put things outside, for customers to smell them, and they're walking around it. So I'm more busy streets that we can bring our food outside of the restaurant and like a street food.
Yeah, a bit more of a festival sort of, busy street atmosphere.
Not as much. I want like a festival coming food outside, people taste it, music at the back, and allow us to make that food and enjoy when people enjoy it around it, like the atmosphere, which is not.
That sounds really good. I mean, honestly, as you're saying those words, I'm just picturing myself walking along a busy street. Anywhere in the world, just anywhere that I could have that street experience. It's just my favorite thing is to walk along with the smells and the sounds and just bumping into people and wondering what I'm going to eat next. I really miss all that way of interacting with food and with people.
Hopefully hopefully we'll go back and we will experience it, hopefully.
Yeah. So, I mean, Sydney's a bit ahead of where we're at in Melbourne. We're a few weeks behind you in terms of reopening. Tell me how you're planning for the next stage and how you're feeling about it.
Very excited. So hopefully we will be reopening on, as they saying, 11th or 1st of December. I'm not really sure, but I'm very excited. I have a very big plans, opening, bringing more food, making our ice cream more at the front to give people taste. I do advertising to bring people more to, how the pandemic was. Everyone's so scared. Everyone was so sad, and everyone went through so much hardship. So I want everybody to enjoy and come back. Yeah, that's big plan is that to bring customers back to the restaurant or any businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. I think hospitality businesses are going to be so much a part of re-injecting joy into our societies and just letting people enjoy connecting with one another again.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. That's the change. Basically, we will connect customers and each other. Yeah, definitely.
I love it. And how are you feeling about the compliance side of things, with needing to ensure that your customers are vaccinated?
With the rules of government, they will have the certification. Hopefully, we're allowed to see that that we can let them inside. But I'm not sure how it goes. Are we allowed? Are we not? I'm not sure. But I'm hoping that we can ask them, "Are you have done your vaccination or not?" I don't know how much comfortable that is for the customers. I'm really not sure about that.
It's going to be an interesting experience on all sides. And I mean, it's only a week till reopening. It's a little bit strange that people still don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, that's really true, because I'm not sure how comfortable customer will be that I'll ask them that have you done it, have you not done it, and are we allowed to, or are we not allowed, are we allowed to see the vaccination certification? I'm really not sure. I'm waiting for an announcement or something that government tell us what to do. What's the next step?
Well, it sounds like there's a little bit going on in New South Wales government at the moment. So hopefully they're not too distracted to actually get information out to all the businesses and the general public that's really waiting to understand how it's all going to work.
Definitely. Everybody's waiting. Everybody's, especially as you said, there's a bit of things happening. So I don't know, the announcement will be that on the 11th of October or at the 1st of December. I'm not really sure.
So I think that you'll start to reopen on the 11th of October, and then the announcement, it was projected that at the start of December there would be no more restrictions, in the sense that it wouldn't matter if you were vaccinated or not. But of course, people are still waiting to learn exactly how that rolls out and what the mechanisms are for that period between the 11th of October and the start of December, when you are supposed to only welcome in vaccinated diners to the restaurant. But I can imagine, you not only have to think about, all the things you need to do to reopen a restaurant. There's such a busy period, but then to think about this very new burden on your business, it's a lot to think about, isn't it?
A lot. I'm thinking how to do to welcome them back, because I know everybody went through hardship, hard time. I want to bring joy again and make everything really fun, and life is normal. Come out and have some enjoyment in your life. People are really scared.
Yeah, it's going to take a while for everybody to feel confident and I guess relax into that joy that we're all looking for.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to end soon.
I hope so. Is there anything else that you'd like to say? Any words of encouragement you want to give to anyone, or anything that we haven't talked about that you want to say?
Not much, but I would just say, I would like to say that I'm welcoming everyone back. Try to forget, there is nothing now to be scared. Hopefully everybody done their vaccines to be free, and welcome and come back and go visit businesses and enjoy life again as it used to be.
Yeah, I think we're looking for things to be a bit more simple, hey, and to not have so much to worry about, that we could just go out for a beautiful chapli kebab and some Afghan ice cream and just, enjoy being out and being together.
Yeah, definitely. That's what it is. Yes, I hope so. Everybody think that and come out, not only for my business, any business, they all struggle. I want everyone to go and help and support all small businesses.
Awesome, Nila. Look, it's been an absolute privilege and pleasure to speak to you today. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I wish you all the best with the weeks ahead. And thank you for all the energy that you're putting into bringing joy to people.
Thank you so much for having me, and pleasure to talk to you. Hopefully you come to the restaurant and we see each other in person.
Definitely. I can't wait. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
This is Dirty Linen, and I'm Dani Valent. We air the issues that the hospitality industry finds hard to talk about, hearing from different people with unique perspectives. We want to hear from you as well. If you have something that needs to be said about a topic, get in touch so we can include your perspective. Contact us at dirtylinenat deepintheweeds.com.au or hit us up on Insta at Dirty Linen Podcast. We can't wait to hear from you.